Hello all, I'm back with another video of a case study and passage based question for class 10. You can also check another case study video that I have uploaded in my channel, the link which is given in the description below. So let's move on with the first case study question. Lime is an alkaline substance. The figure shows some of the properties of a calcium compound X. The letters are not the chemical symbols of substances, and we have to answer the following questions based on the flowchart given here. So in the flowchart it's given that a colorless compound X is heated strongly and it gives two compounds Y and P. P is a gas and when it is mixed with lime water it turns to milky. And Y is a solid product which is dissolved in water, give a colorless solution Z, which on adding to universal indicator turns to blue. So based on this flowchart there are 5 questions given which we have to answer after identifying this X, Y, P and Z. So let's move on to the first question. First question is identify X, Y and P. So let us look what happens when P is mixed with lime water. Now a gas P, when it is mixed with lime water, it turns lime water to milky white in color. So let's recall which gas will turn lime water to milky. Yes, we have studied that when carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, it turns lime water milky, and that is the confirmatory test for the release of carbon dioxide in any chemical reaction. So P is carbon dioxide. So then we have to understand if a substance is heated and it is releasing carbon dioxide, then X will be a carbonate. And already in the question it is given that it is a calcium compound X. So X is calcium carbonate. We have understood that X is calcium carbonate. So let's recall what happens when calcium carbonate is heated. In the first chapter we had learned that when calcium carbonate is heated, it decomposes to two products, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So that means the white solid Y is calcium oxide. So now we have got 3 chemicals. X is calcium carbonate, Y is calcium oxide and P is carbon dioxide. Now when Y is dissolved in water, that is when calcium oxide is dissolved in water, we know that it combines with water and forms the solution of calcium hydroxide. So Z is calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. And calcium hydroxide is an alkaline or a basic substance, and that is why when it is added to universal indicator, it turns to blue color. So your second question is identify Z and write the reaction of Y to get Z. So Z is calcium hydroxide and the reaction is CaO plus H2O gives CaOH twice. Question C. Name an acid which can liberate P from X. So we have already understood X is calcium carbonate, P is carbon dioxide. So if carbon dioxide has to be liberated from calcium carbonate, it can react with any one of the acid, hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid. So you can write any one of these as the answer. Question D. Why does a universal indicator turns blue when an aqueous solution of Z is added to it? We have already found out that Z is calcium hydroxide, and calcium hydroxide being an alkali releases OH minus ions and it is basic in nature. So universal indicator will turn blue for calcium hydroxide. And the last question is write the chemical reaction that happens when X is heated strongly. So when calcium carbonate is heated strongly, it decomposes to calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, and the equation is CaCO3 gives CaO plus CO2. So I am hoping that you have understood the first case study question. Let's move on to a passage based question. So this passage is about pH of solution. Whenever a solution has pH of less than 7, it will be an acidic solution. For example, a solution of pH 4 will be acidic in nature. Note that more acidic a solution, lower will be its pH. For example, solution of pH 1 is much more acidic than that of pH 4. In other words, solution of pH 1 will be much stronger acid than another acid having pH 4. Solutions of pH 0, 1, 2 and 3 are usually considered to be strong acids, and the solutions of pH 4, 5 and 6 are considered to be weak acid solution. It is clear that acidity of a substance is related to its pH. Strongly acidic substances have very low pH. In fact, lower the pH, stronger the acid. Now let's look what are the questions and try to solve them. So the first question given is a solution turns red litmus blue, its pH is likely to be. There are 4 options given: 1, 4, 5 and 10. Now let's understand a solution will turn red litmus blue when it's a basic solution. And in the pH strip we know that values more than 7 are usually basic in nature, 7 is neutral and less than 7 is acidic. So the option which is correct here is option 4, that is pH value 10. Second question, pH values of 6 solutions A to F is given here: A0, B11, C6, D3, E13 and F8. Which of these solutions are acidic? So we have to find the acidic solution. So from the pH strip itself we have understood that A, D and C are acidic and F, B and E are basic in nature. So the easy way to answer this question is eliminate the options that contain F, B and E. So once you eliminate the option, the only option you are left out is with A, C and D. So option 1 is the correct answer for this question. Eliminating options will help you very quickly to solve multiple choice questions. Yes, let's move on to the third question. Fresh milk has a pH value of 6. When milk changes to curd, the pH will become, options are 7, less than 7, more than 7 and unchanged. So already milk is slightly acidic. When it changes to curd, the acidity is actually increasing. So if the acidity increases, obviously the pH value will be less than 7. So the correct option here is option 2. Fourth question, pH value of 3 acids A, B, C having equimolar concentration is 5, 2.8 and 3.5. We have to arrange the acids in the order of increasing acidic strength. That means the first solution that we keep should be of least acidity and the last solution should be of higher acidity or stronger acid. So we know that in pH value and in the pH scale, when the hydrogen ion concentration increases, the pH value actually decreases. So here A having pH value 5 will be least acidic than C having pH value 3.5, which is again less acidic than B having pH value 2.8. That means B is highly acidic and A is least acidic among these three. So the order is A less than C less than B. The fifth question is, a beaker of concentrated HCl has a pH of 1. What color will universal indicator change into if it's added to this beaker? So we already know that in pH values, acids usually have the red shades, that is red, orange, yellow, yellowish, orange, etc. So when HCl is having the value of pH 1, if you compare that with the pH chart given in your NCERT science textbook, you can understand that 1 gives the color red. So the answer here is HCl will give a red color to the pH solution or to the pH strip. So I hope that you have understood the case study and passage based question. I'll be back with more such videos where we can solve case study, passage based and assertion reason type questions. Subscribe my channel to get the contents related to science class 8, 9 and 10 and for the revision of CBSE board exams.